Guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my hair on a self-care day. We're using a Maui's shampoo and conditioner today, hibiscus water. This is the first time I'm trying these products, but it says for all hair types, and it was from Target, and it was only like $7. So we're saying, why the heck not? We're going to see if this actually works. So I'm sitting here parting my hair before I hop in the shower, and now, the first thing I usually do is hop in and saturate my hair with water. That's the only way. I don't detangle beforehand anymore. I'm starting to do this process for probably the past couple of months, and it's actually worked out for me surprisingly. So here I am parting out my first section and just, again, making sure there's a ton of water in it. So we're going to try the shampoo for the first time, and I've changed how I wash my hair. As you can see, probably a couple months ago, that instead of actually scrunching up my hair and moving it around and crunching up my curls, after watching videos of stylists, I'm actually trying to elongate my hair the whole time. So I'm not moving around in circles anymore. I'm trying to constantly have some type of pull on my hair to help it not shrink as much. And also, even though it's going to shrink, the main thing, this is actually going to help with the detangling process. And I normally don't have as much shedding anymore as I used to have when I kept manipulating my hair even more than it needed to be manipulated. So I'm getting all the way in there real good right now. And this is just the second section. And as you see, I'm also, the eyes are looking red right now. But, it's fine. It wasn't burning too bad. But I'm going to keep going through each section like this. And then we will eventually end up having to condition. So now we are starting the conditioning process. So I'm still washing it. I put it into 4 sections. It was just a little easier. I'm actually clearly struggling to get this to work. But as you can see, I'm raking through the conditioner through my hair. My hair is completely saturated, and it's not dry at all. I actually should have probably added a little more water again, but I'm still getting good with the process. So went back again a second time around with more conditioner. And this is a washout conditioner, so I will have to get back in the shower not get back in the shower. I'm already in the shower. But get back under the water and get this going. Are about 30 minutes in, and I'm starting to section out my hair to get ready to 2-strand twist it. I know there's not as many knots as it normally would be if I didn't saturate my hair so much, but we're adding a curling styler, a curling cream that I use each time from Curls to style my hair today, and this is from their blueberry line. Absolutely love the Scream and Shout cream. I use it all the time. So now I'm raking the product through my hair, And then after that, I am detangling with a detangling brush. So now, which is awesome that I changed the way I do my hair, I don't have to detangle more than one time like I used to. I used to detangle before I got in the shower. The process took hours long. So now, like I showed you before, I'm actually just inside the shower. I wash my hair after it's completely drenched, and I wash it free without any twists. And now this is the first and only time I have to detangle my hair. So we're going to see this process. We'll speed it up and then play a little background music, and then we will get to the final product. And here at the end, I'm showing the little bit of hair that I have now of hair shedding. Normally, I used to have huge clumps of it, but ever since I changed how I wash my hair and I don't have as much tangling anymore, it's only a little handful, and it's absolutely awesome. And here's the finished product, guys. Ooh. So as the week goes, starts here, and I'll probably end up like with hair being like out to here, which is totally awesome because the bigger the hair, the closer to God. Done. I'm gonna give you guys 10 tips that I've learned from actually following licensed cosmetologists and stylists, and no shade, but not following the girlies on here. I used to be a die-hard YouTuber, like following everybody. I had a couple girls that religiously I would follow for years. I noticed that like all the different like products and like putting food in my hair and all this stuff. I did a lot of stuff, avocado mask and things. So I have put food in my hair, which I know at this point we're not supposed to be doing. So I stopped. But I realized that nothing that I was using for my hair was working at all. Like all the products, I'm seeing girls who look like they have the same hair texture and curls as me, and I'm like, why is it not working? So then I stopped watching a lot of videos because I'm like, okay, forget it. And that was a few years ago. So I just stopped. I said, you know what, this is clearly not working, and I'm gonna figure it out on my own. And I did. So honestly, as soon as I stopped watching some of these certain people's videos, mama was flourishing. I started actually listening to people who went to school, and not just like licensed cosmetologists, but outside of being licensed, there are specialists, like people who are colorists, people who actually go and study curly hair texture. So I follow a lot of the girls on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm going to actually link or like put some of their pictures in here because, and this is hair advice for like everybody. They do all types of different textures and whatnot, but definitely the girlies who look like me, we have some like reprogramming to do because a lot of things that we were taught definitely, honestly, it's not right. And some of the tips that I'm going to share, I have basically done all the opposite, and I was like, what are you talking about that we're not supposed to do that? Like, be doing this forever. But then clearly some of us, whatever we were doing wasn't working. So maybe it's time, I'm just going to say, I'm going to put it out there, but maybe it's time that some of us actually just listen to the specialists. So again, I'm going to give 10 different tips that I've learned that I need to share with the rest of you guys that maybe you don't know. Tip number 1, Oil does not moisturize. I know. That doesn't make sense to a lot of you, right? When I first heard that, I was like, what are you talking about? Don't use oil. Why would I not use oil? I've been using oil. I used to do grow also for years. I did. Why would you not do it? Although I'm realizing do grow did not help my hair grow. So maybe they have a point. Oil is not moisturizing at all. It's just not. Tip number 2. If your hair is dirty, it will not move. There's nothing else more I can say about that. But your hair ain't doing that if it's dry. Tip number 3. Hair porosity is a changing thing. Now, I'm not really into the whole hair porosity and learning. I read it. I was like, okay, I don't care. So I don't do that. But for the girls who do follow that, apparently hair porosity changes often. So it doesn't make sense to buy hair products specifically for a certain type of porosity because it can change and then you pretty much just wasted your money on whatever product for that particular hair porosity. So tip number 4, you do not need to do much for your hair to grow. So this kind of didn't make sense to me, however, at first, but realizing that the way there is nothing that you can put on your hair topically that will make it grow. That made no sense to me because I was like, what do you mean that you can't put anything in your hair to make it? You can't, apparently. Like, just, and it was multiple stylists that I followed that were like, there is nothing scientifically, it does not matter what you put on it, it will not work. So basically your growth rate depends on, I think, essentially genetics. They're saying the average growth rate is about a half inch a month. Maybe it might get up to like 3/4 of an inch, but that's it. God be offense. Oh my God, dude. Allergy season is starting. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Bro, you gonna stop or what? Ooh, I was about to die over there. Yeah, so our hair is constantly growing. And I always thought this too. I'm like, my hair's not growing. Like, oh my God. Because, like, I want my hair down to, like, my butt. I'm trying to get a backside. Like, my hair needs to be so big. And then when I straighten it so long, minimum all of our hair grows a half an inch. But a lot of, especially if you have really curly hair, we are not retaining the length of it. And that probably has to do with, like, split ends and things like that. And also not being, like, careful and actually being kind to your hair. Okay, that brings us to tip number 5, which is trim your hair. We need to trim our hair. That has to do a lot with keeping the retention, your hair retention rate. It doesn't help with the hair growth, but if you don't trim your hair and you have like a half an inch or inch worth of split ends, the more you do it and the hair is going to continue splitting up the shaft, then the more damage you're doing. Number 6, you need to condition with a lot of water. A lot. Like you saw earlier, I was in the shower and just, even though I could have used more and I should have actually like worked it in a little bit more. I'll do that in another time. But you needed to use a lot of water. So they're saying it should be about like 60% water, 40% product. The water, you need to make sure your hair is like saturated with water because the conditioner actually uses your water as like a vehicle to get into your hair follicles. And that's cleaning your hair, shampooing and conditioning, and that's how you're moisturizing your hair and your scalp. So number 7, you should be using 3 products. I know this sounds crazy for all the curly girls who use, like, I have a cabinet full of products. Honestly, I think I have at least like 15 different types of products. I know that from like various brands and whatnot. But the past few months, I have gone down to only using 3 products: a shampoo, a conditioner, and a styler. That's technically all that we need to use in order to do your hair. I don't use, I know for a styler, they suggest, like a lot of stylists are suggesting using a gel or a wrap foam. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still on the styling cream. I just love the creams. I do. I think also I'm someone like the smell. I need to, if I love a product and like the smell of it and it does what it needs to do for my hair, the way I like the way my hair to come out, then it's hard for me to let it go. I'll have to try a gel just to see what it looked like because I want to try. I've never tried a wash and go before. And also, in order for me to do that, because of the amount of hair I have too, in order for it to be like a wash and go, I need to get like a hooded hair dryer. So I'm not walking around with sopping wet hair all day because that ain't cute. Also, for us who work out a lot, I work out 7 days a week and I sweat a lot. So if you are someone like you work out often and you sweat a lot, you're going to get a lot of buildup. Here, I definitely get a lot of buildup in the front. You need to be washing your hair at the minimum once a week. I go between 5 to 7 days depending on the week at this point. And the only way to moisturize your hair is to wash your hair. Okay, so tip number 8 is cover your hair at night. So for some of y'all who don't do that, I don't know why you don't, but have a scarf, use a bonnet. I use a scarf and I have a silk scarf and also have satin pillowcases. So protect your hair at night. Care about yourself. I want you to care about you. Treat yourself and treat your hair nice. Cover it in lavish things. Cover it in satin and silk. Your hair will thank you later. Number 9, we need to get away from the hair typing system that we use. Like, oh, technically, if you look at it, people say I have like 4C hair. Someone else says 3B. Yeah, we need to get rid of that. Why are we getting rid of it? Because the person who created it was full of complete BS. And I'm going to show you why. A guy named Andrew Walker, who apparently was like Oprah's hairstylist for years. In the 1990s, so right when I was born or a couple years after, so he created this hair styling, hair texture chart or whatever. And the reason he created it was to promote his own styling products. Okay? So he did this, and I quote, I always recommended embracing your natural texture. Kinky hair can have limited styling options. That's the only hair type I suggest altering with professional relaxing. Kinky hair can have limited styling options. Where? It sounds a little self-hating to me, just gonna say, because people have kinky hair, we literally have like the most diverse styling options on the goddamn planet. What my hair does with my texture, a lot of you mamas can't. They just can't. And that's not shade, it's literally people who have different hair textures. So if mine was bone straight, naturally straight, wavy, nothing, you cannot hold a curl like me. You cannot do a lot of the stuff that like my hair does because your hair texture isn't like that. Like we literally have the most diverse and like most versatile hair type. So for you to even say that, so I'm pissed. A lot of the stylists also said too, they're like, we don't even use that term. Like the 4C, 4B, 3A, whatever, they're like on Twitter, they're like, they talk like that just so like you, like us general people know what they're talking about, but they're like, we don't even use that, and like stylists don't use that at all. So all that told me, I'm reading that quote and actually looking that up, is Miss Mamas don't know how to actually do hair. Because if you can't do kinky coily hair, then you don't know how to do hair. You need to be able to use everybody's hair. But if you cannot use products on like the most versatile hair that you can't figure out how to straighten or curl, whatever, this type of hair, it shows you ain't got no talent, boo. So this leads me to our last tip number 10. Hair care is based off of texture, not type. So what we learned before that whole, we're gonna throw it out the window, throw it out the window. Forget about it, set it and forget it. Don't think about it. She's not welcome here no more. So the size of your curl pattern does not determine how like your hair is gonna be styled. There are 3 types of textures, so it's fine, average, and coarse. I think I have coarse hair, so I need to find products and things that like will work for that. Density is also thin, average, or thick. And type, you're looking at kinky, coily, curly, wavy, and straight hair types. But we really just want to focus on texture. And those are all the tips that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's hard to like get out of the mindset that we've been in. We were taught that like, okay, our hair texture, if you have my hair type, that it's like unruly and it's not manageable and like it's just gonna take super long to do and stuff. And it is a farce, it is a lie, and that was told to us to make people really like hate the process doing their hair, hate their hair. But you don't need to hate your hair. You should love it. You should, this is what you have, and realize most people would die to try to get the amount of volume, the amount of hair that you actually have, and the versatility that you have. Find what works for you. Start following some of the girls. So I have here one stylist that I follow would be Jennifer Rose. I follow her on Instagram and Twitter. And Camille Janae, also Instagram and Twitter. And there's like probably about 6 other stylists, I can't remember their names right now, that I follow, that I've like, okay, learned most of all these tips. Deprogram, and like we need to reprogram our brains into thinking that your hair is not manageable and it's just like not the norm, and like you can't fit, it's just too hard to manage. That is complete BS. Well, I know for some people, if you've always had a perm or it's daunting, if it's you have a lot of hair, yeah, it can be that at times. But like, I love my hair, and I think more people need to just accept it. I think you're listening to too many people who are constantly working negative ads and negative things towards it, even from family members. I had like people sit here like, oh, since I was a child, oh, you know, Archie Macy Gray. Okay, and or always try to like just make fun of me for what? I've always had a lot of hair. So I only had a perm for 5 years. My hair, the thickness here, I've always had it. It's always been a thing. So I grew up like this. So it's never been like something that wasn't normal to me. I've always had this hair. And my mom took good care of my hair, and just like, okay, didn't really negative talk it down, be like, yeah, it's a lot of work because your hair is thicker, like it's just gonna take us more time. I was never told that like, oh, your hair is horrible from my mother, like your hair is horrible, your hair is too thick, or like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous, blah blah blah. She didn't negative talk down to me. I got that outside of my family, even other family members who people would try to talk about me. Who cares what other people think? Most of these people, honestly, are literally jealous that they can't get it like that. That's just what it is. I think all of us just mind your business, keep it pushing, do what you need to do, and call it a day. So on that note, I'm going to be out of here. Thank you guys for watching this video. And you know the use, so please subscribe, like, and comment down below. Also, you know, you're already here, so you might as well watch the video that was previous, you know, whatnot. And hope you guys have a great, blessed, and great day. Bye!